Hey everyone, JSD Cool here, and welcome to another episode of Coolcraft Season 4. In the last episode, we built pretty much everything that you see here within this circle here. So Iron Farm, my villager breeder here, and my trading hall. I know it doesn't look like much, but hey, I don't have that many resources at the moment. But in between episodes, I've done a little bit more work on things over here. So first of all, there's this temporary concrete converter in the floor for what we're going to be doing later. But I also got a couple more villagers over here. So I now have a looting 3 and a fortune 2 villager here. So I can get like a fortune pickaxe. So to start off today's episode, I'm going to do pretty much what I did at the beginning of last episode, I think. Or was that 2 episodes ago? I'm getting a little confused. May have been last time. Whatever. Whenever I mapped out, I made these initial maps of my base. I'm going to do the exact same thing for the industrial district here. Man, I just forgot what it was called. Anyhow, yeah. Gonna do mapping. And we have mapped the area. Notice that I didn't have to include these 2 maps because the circle here completely and very narrowly right there dodges the need for these 2 maps. So yeah, I will never need to compare those. And yes, I've already locked these maps, so I can't go back and edit them. So yeah, this is our before image that we can use for the end of the season or throughout the season, I guess, when I make new maps and update this to see what progression has looked like. But yes, without any further ado, let's hop into a time lapse of me building the mob farm. Guess who forgot to press F1 on the time lapse? Yeah, that may have been an issue. Anyhow, yes, we're building a mob farm today. Same design I've built for pretty much the last 2 seasons, but with a twist that 1.17 has been very, very mean to throw at us. The optimization issues with pistons after the server's been on for not even that long. It's very annoying. And I also feel like this might have something to do with the fact that they're using Java 16 now, which was actually bad for performance, not good for performance. Don't know why they decided to actually do Java 16, because I used to have like a whole bunch of different JVM flags that I launched the server with ever since yeah, so in Season 1 I actually started using those flags. Those flags don't exist for Java 16 at the moment, so I actually have no way of actually doing other non-mod optimizations to the server. Like, I'm pretty sure those flags that I used helped with memory optimization on the server a lot, and those just don't exist anymore, which I guess is maybe causing some of our optimization issues, although I wouldn't think it would. But also, it just seems to be using a lot more RAM than it used to. I don't know why, and running 2 servers on only 16 gigabytes, that is not fun, and the server computer is almost always limited on RAM, so I probably need to buy some more, but that stuff is quite expensive at the moment. Anyhow, back to the video. The mob farm itself has been completed. And however, my gosh, 1.17 has serious issues with performance when it comes to piston-related devices. And I just realized that I actually need the 6 redstone here. Cause yeah, actually, I gotta quickly place this stuff in. But oh wow, actually, I have a lot of stuff that I just forgot that I had to do. Huh. But yeah, there's like, what I just set these flying machines off as I was building this thing, and it tanked server performance. Anyhow, as I quickly finish up the farm here, because I definitely was not supposed to do this during the time lapse or anything. But yeah, so next things that I have to do is I have to build the storage system for this down below, which is going to be a bit of a pain, as I do have to get more like wood and crap. And so I have to build the storage system, and I also have to build the AFK spot for this farm, and thus I guess the whole industrial district. But anyhow, I'll flick this lever, see if it happens here, or no, this thing has to empty. Okay, fast forward quickly. All right, here. Watch the server performance die. 9 MSPT, 8 MSPT. Yeah, this is not good and should not be happening. I'm wondering if the creative server is trying to run up the same thread of the... But yeah, I mean, it shouldn't matter. This should not be happening. We should not be getting this terrible performance. And I've restarted the server already today because of pretty much this exact same reason. Anyhow, for the storage system down here, we're actually gonna go start preparing to build the actual industrial district storage system. Before that, I'm gonna need to dig down in the center here, and because it's all pretty much stone from here down, that's gonna be pain. So let's get the first beacon of the season. I have acquired 3 wither skeleton skulls, and now before we head over to the end to actually kill the wither, we must do something that we found out was very important at the end of the previous season. Yeah, the little bit of a wither skull cage here to prevent the few things that are built here, like that, and that, from getting destroyed by, well, wither skulls. So, yes, this will have to be built, and yeah, and we'll get right to the wither. Wither killing area here in the end has been prepared. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. Here goes a wither. Okay, looks good so far. Okay, I guess might fast forward through a bit of this. Alright, whack, whack, whack. Alright, and that's the Nether Star. Beacon has been crafted. Maximum tier beacon with haste 2 now ready. And now, I guess I gotta get digging. Oh gosh, I didn't think this through, did I? Dig? More like dug, am I right? Anyhow, storage system time. Storage has been constructed for the mob farm, which, oh yeah, Super Time is not online. Actually, now would be a good time to restart the server so I can do stuff for the... Actually, yeah, so I can fix the flying system. But anyhow, yeah, next thing I gotta do is I gotta put AFK platform in. So, time to get a bunch of glass. AFK platform has been installed. And I did just run the timers for the farm through once and had some mobs drop, and oh gosh, the server lagged so much then. Yeah, 1.17 appears to be very poorly optimized, especially for like pistons and stuff. But on other news, when I pressed record on my computer, the fans on the server computer decided to ramp up, so that was interesting. I just got back from an overnight AFK session here at the mob farm after restarting the server, and I did just check when I came back, and yes, performance issues do appear to no longer be... JRD Cool is about to hit 12,000 minutes. Ooh, let's look at that. Also, keep in mind, I split the storage system like this for some reason. I don't know why I did that. So each one got about... Each side got about 1 double... Should theoretically be equal. Yeah, so like 2 double chests of bone meal. 2 double chests of arrows. 2 double chests of gunpowder. You know, I am assuming. I will check this after the clip. Hey, there it is! A bit of string, few ender pearls, a bunch of rotten flesh. You know, that's the one downside of where I built the farm in the season is because I built it in a swamp instead of a desert, I actually get more zombies than I otherwise would, which lowers the drop rates for everything else. Sadly, but that's not that big an issue. Anyhow, I also have various other assorted witch drops, like you would expect. I have acquired some concretes here, mind you in the powder form, and I will now use it to make this place look better, and not like it's literally just been built out of the materials that I had lying around from digging out a particular hole. Anyhow, and I'm done. Whoops, did not mean to open that. But yeah, I have changed this room a whole lot. It's now coherent ceiling, walls, and different colored floor. That's pretty much the extent of what I'm doing in here. I also dropped the ceiling by a block. Not sure if it's noticeable, but yeah, that was just a sake of convenience thing that I did. I've also added this staircase here, which I haven't decorated, that just goes down and allows me to get right out to the storage system down here. Well, storage system for the mob farm. Anyhow, the next thing that I am going to do in this episode is I'm going to, not in a time lapse, mind you, but I'm going to flatten this whole area down to at least y equals 63 minus, obviously, these buildings here. But yeah, I got a lot of digging and removal to do. So I'm just doing some work here, flattening this area, and there's a village. Where did this villager come from? I checked all the cells on the... Okay, he took the workstation, but I checked all the cells on the iron farm and none of the villagers are missing. Where did you come from? And flat. But yeah, this was a lot of work. Yeah, it's like build in a swamp, they said. It'll be relatively flat, they said. It won't be hard to flatten it further, they said. Well, does this look like a flat swamp to you? Seriously, this isn't even a swamp hills. That's like, that's an entirely different biome, and I think there is a swamp hills biome near-ish by here, but this was not a swamp hills. This was just a normal swamp. And look how far this ground went above sea level. Like, that is ridiculous. Anyhow, additionally to that, as you can see, the ground here has been completely lit up, so no mob spawning will happen inside of here. We can see the few beacon pyramids that I had left around this area from the diggy time. And also, I have moved the door over here for this, because this is where it will eventually be, right across from these stairs here. So anyhow, now that that's done, I think I'm gonna start to put some roads in around here, so yeah. Time to get some concrete. Roads are in, or at least they're around the stuff that's currently been built, and they're also not completely finished, as we had a couple budget cuts when it came to colors, so we don't have the yellow lines in the center done yet, but this is what the roads are gonna look like here. And as you can tell, or see, this actually does take up a giant chunk of space in what is currently the industrial district, so the other roads besides this are maybe gonna be a bit skimpy, but not too much that I can do about that. Anyhow, now I'm gonna go to the next farm thing that I'm building in this episode, which is the sugarcane farm, which I think I'm gonna build right about here. Sugarcane farm has been installed. Now, this is pretty much the same design that I built in Season 2, although much smaller because, well, I don't have many materials right now, and space is a little bit of a premium in this area because we're going to have the road coming through right over here, and similarly on the other side, we're going to have the road coming through over here. I think I could probably add another module this direction, but I just didn't have the resources for that right at the moment. It's obviously a different, has a different block palette than the one I built in Season 2, and a big difference is I also use glazed terracotta here instead of droppers for unmovable or unsticky blocks, I guess would be the term. That's because also, yeah, I'm poor. I don't have the resources for like 500,000 droppers that this thing would require. But yeah, in the future, I do plan to expand this upwards because I did AFK overnight and I got pretty much this much sugarcane. It's not that much, but it is still pretty good with the amount of sugarcane that it does deliver, so that is fairly satisfying. Now, I know it was only the beginning of this episode when I built, or when I installed this map here, and I have locked this map, so if I did pick this up here, you see it doesn't change with all the changes that we made, but as I've just said, this area has changed so much since this that I'm gonna make another map here, which is gonna be a living map of the area so far, and then maybe in like 2 episodes of more progress, we'll lock in that map. So we'll just like eventually have, at the end of the season, this wall filled up with a whole bunch of maps showing the progression of this area from this point onwards. Kind of wish I'd actually mapped out this area before I'd built the iron farm and such. But yeah, now to make the map, the updated map of this area. So the difference on the map is maybe not as much as I would have liked it to be, but there is certainly still a difference, and obviously I'm not locking this map yet. This will live on for at least a little while. But as you can see, obviously all the water has been removed on this map here, and it also is flat compared to this map here. And obviously we got the roads and all the beacon pyramids that are scattered around the place, plus the mob farm and the sugarcane farm right there. But yeah, well, something I literally just remembered here about this is because of how I put the chest here. We also have this bottom chest here, which is also simultaneously filling up with the top chest here at the sugarcane farm. So we actually got a lot more sugarcane than I realized we did. So that's great, actually. This thing is actually a bit more productive than I thought. But anyhow, I think that's gonna pretty much be all for this episode. In the next episode, we are going to be moving on to some more, shall we say, explosive farming. If we didn't already do enough of that in this episode. But besides that, I'm gonna have to say thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Check out the Discord linked in the description, and I will see you all in the next episode of Coolcraft. Bye.